Welcome to this demo on Oracle Advanced Security. Oracle Advanced Security enables you to encrypt data at rest to achieve regulatory compliance and reduce the risk of a data breach. Oracle Advanced Security is made of two features, Oracle Transparent Data Encryption and Data Redaction. We'll start by doing a demo of TDE. In this first scenario, we want to encrypt a mission-critical database to address regulatory requirements. The database can stop, so we will encrypt data online. At the top, you'll see the database under workload, and at the bottom, the DBA will try to find out where sensitive data is located so it can encrypt the tablespace. So first I'm connecting as SOE at PDB1, and I'll show you what I have in the customers and addresses table. It contains a lot of sensitive data, a lot of PII. So the first thing I want to do is, as a DBA user, I'll connect to the database and try to find out if this data is already encrypted and where is it stored. So let's try to find out by checking the DBA tables and the respective tablespaces. So once I have the tablespace, I can go to the DBA tablespaces view and check if the data is already encrypted or not. And it seems it's not. So let's try to find out where in fact these tables are stored by looking into the data files view. So I got finally the data file location, and if I was an hacker and landed up here, I could just grab all the data and run. As you can see, the data is in clear. I'll just pick an existing email address for the sake of the example and try to strings the table space, or I should say the data file, and see if I can find data. And I can. The data is in clear. So at this point, if I were an attacker, I could just exfiltrate the whole data file and get all the data with me. But just for the example, I'll just show you the first lines. And yes, the data is in clear. And this can be a huge problem. Once someone gets your data, it can be used to commit fraud and to ask you for a ransom. In fact, most ransomware attacks today, besides encrypting your data, they also ask for a ransom to avoid leaking your data online, and this data can later be used to commit fraud. As I'm running a mission-critical database here, I want to encrypt my data online while my database is running. I'll start by issuing alter tablespace encryption online using AES 192. I can pick a different algorithm here. And while I'm accepting transactions, my database is encrypting in the background, block by block, my data. So the data is now encrypted at rest. So let's validate that, and yes, the tablespace lists as encrypted now. If I look now at the tables, I can see that the database still returns the data in clear, but in fact the data is encrypted at rest. So let's see. If I select from Customers and Addresses table, I can still see the data because the database decrypts the data transparently for me, and this makes TDE transparent to applications. But if I go now back to the database file and try to see if I can find my sensitive data there, I won't be able to do so. If I was a hacker, I would be very frustrated now, as all data is encrypted at rest. So if I land on this server and try to peek into the database files, I could not find a thing. Let's try again that example of that email address. And it looks like I'm not lucky today. Well, the data is encrypted. Let's confirm by showing off the first 100 rows of the data file. Yep, in fact, the data is encrypted. I cannot see a single value in clear in the data file. In summary, TDE enables you to encrypt entire application table spaces or application columns, protects data files on disk and in backups. It is also integrated with many other Oracle technologies. Let's move now to the Oracle Data Redaction demonstration. In this scenario, I want to redact email addresses that are present in my Oracle database to reduce risk of a data breach and address regulatory requirements. If I now query my customers and addresses table, you'll see that my data is still there in clear. In fact, I encrypted data at rest with TDE. Now what I want to do is to redact data for my application screens. So I'll start by creating a policy to redact customer email addresses. With a user with appropriate privileges, I'll log in and create a data reduction policy. This data reduction policy will be using a regex expression to identify email addresses and will be applied to my SOE schema customers table cust email column and will redact my emails using a pattern email address format. And that's done. So let's try again to connect with my application user and see what happens. I select data and I'll see my email addresses redacted. Data reduction is a great solution to dynamically mask application data to read-only screens. It can do that based on username, IP addresses, application context, and other session factors. If you want to learn more about Oracle Advanced Security, please check oracle.com or the Live Labs. Thanks for watching.